How are you? Just kind of getting some things situated here while we're waiting for people. Hi, Francie. How are you? I missed you last week. Did you figure out how I made my wiper card? So I got the Facebook notification, so that means we're live. Good evening, Melissa. How are you? Just kind of giving it a couple more minutes. Sorry, my hair is kind of a mess, you guys. Tonight I have it pulled up in a ponytail out of my face. Hi, Kelly. We're going to do a little mashup tonight. Hi, puppy. Are you going to come in and say hi? I'm good. I am good. It was good weather. I took the dog for a walk after dinner. Hi, Mama. And hi, Penny. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my desk camera. And you'll have a little sneaky peek here of a project I'm working on. This is actually just a personal project, but I thought I'd show it to you. This is with the duos. And this is I don't know this. Hi, Tia. I don't know. This is the Tangled Loops stencil. It was a stencil of the month a couple years ago. It may not be available anymore. And you're having YouTube issues. Oh, no. Hi, Kate. And there you go. I did cookie dough ink and I did couldn't remember the colors. And then I covered it with the fallen snow. And this is the card I was kind of telling you. Thanks, Mom. Don't let Dad see. It's his birthday card. Because my dad loves milk and cookies. So this is his birthday card. I'm going to throw on this little happy birthday sentiment here. Or this one, I think, here. And that's what his birthday's next week. So hi, Linda. Okay, I'll put that away so if Dad comes in. Melissa, how's Pupper's leg? He's doing okay. He had the cast off last week, and he's putting a little pressure on it when he runs, and like when he really wants to go. Like he wanted to go after a dog and like play with him, and he was like rah, 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 with all 4 feet. But he's walking only still on the 3. So, but he's kind of back to his happy-go-lucky self. He's playing and eating and just really enjoying having that off. So nothing better than cookies and milk. Linda, I am not a milk drinker. So, all right, let's get started. We are going to play with a few things. I have a few things prepped and pre-die cut, but what I want to try to do tonight, I have this whole bag of Valentine thingies that I cut out. We may use a piece of this tonight. It's from various companies. I need a heart. Little sneaky peek. Hello, Luann. The new challenge is up tomorrow. And you guys, I actually got to spill something tonight because I'm the only one who really knows. The new challenge, which will go live tomorrow, is hearts. Not Valentine's Day, hearts. Use a heart in your project. Thingy, it is an industry term. So you have to use a heart on your project. And it will go live tomorrow. So those of you who are watching this tonight, you got a little inside information. So we're going to make a challenge card tonight so I can share that tomorrow. So I pull a bunch of things to play with. And what I thought would be fun is we're going to take this Pet Spa die from December, and we're going to take the November die, which behind it, which is this Arctic Hug, and we're going to mash up the bear and the puppy face and make a dog that can hold a heart. Yes, there is a new t-shirt I saw on there. It's the new heart t-shirt. If you want to go and look at it. I saw that just before I left this afternoon to see that. So here's my little prototype. And I'm going to show this up as close as I can. So I wanted to show you what it would kind of look like. And how it kind of worked. And then I'm going to show you how I put it together. So, okay, so we're going to do this tonight. I've got it all pre-cut, die cut out. Here are my bear pieces. Hopefully I remember how I did this last night. So I've got my bear and I got my puppy. And all we're going to do first thing actually I'm going to do is snip his ears off. So if you're squeamish, don't watch. I'm trimming the dog's ears off, or the bear's ears off, because we don't need them. Okay. And then we're going to just take this guy and we're going to glue him down. I'm going to try to use some ATG. I don't know if it's going to like me tonight. And then I'm going to add a little glue too. Heart Health Awareness Month must be for February, right? Oh, Francie, hide your eyes. So we're just going to go ahead and glue, and I'm not worried about gluing down his ears and everything. We're just going to glue it down, which is funny because you could make this a groundhog if you wanted to make a groundhog card, or do some other jokes. Okay, February is. Okay, so we're just going to add this on, and I'm just kind of putting it up a little bit. Okay, your keyboards are sticking. Too much Scoozy's candy, Penny. Penny's grandson won the January challenge of the month this month. So that was exciting. All right, so this is what we got. So it looks like that. It looks like this on the backside. So it didn't really matter how much of his ears. This is something you can kind of just play with. And so what I'm going to do is I took my scissors and I just very shortly kind of trimmed it. And then I trimmed kind of around his head like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and we're just going to go ahead and snip the rest of that off because we're not going to see that. So it doesn't matter what it looks like behind. Oops. See? And now we've got part of a dog head. So I thought this would be kind of fun. I did not try it with the cat. So I'm assuming the cat would work as well. They might be on the or YouTube. I'm not sure why it's not coming. Oh, there might be, Francie, there's some people maybe on my Facebook channel watching. I am streaming live there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I would say a lot of people ends up being on YouTube, and a lot of times YouTube, if you're on Facebook, you can't necessarily always see the comments on YouTube. So there we go. We got our puppy. Sorry, the autofocus. Hi, Ellen. And I sometimes forget and try to comment to somebody. Yeah, it says you're on YouTube, but you could be on a couple different YouTube channels, Francie. So I'm not sure. I do have it. I can put the overlay on if you want me to, but sometimes I feel like it hides my crafting since I have it right here on my desk. So I'm going to move my camera just a bit. There we go. All right, we've got this. Now we've got all our little pieces here. And I did pre-die cut them all out. And we're going to go ahead and start gluing them down. I don't 100% have my background set. I thought you guys could maybe help with that. If there was a stencil you wanted to see or a color you think I should use. This is a choose your own adventure. You're going to reboat. Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stick this in. And I don't know if you could see that. Maybe I can show it on the white. It's hard to see. I don't know if you can it's hard to see it. But there's indentations. You can there you go. Ah, there everyone is. Francie, woohoo. See the indentations? So that'll show you where you can put things. So I'm going to go ahead and just start gluing his face down. This is the brown butter, and this is lunch bag. I'm just kind of using up some various cardstocks. Then I cut the face pieces from a couple different cardstocks because we're going to need some black and we're going to need some white, and then I figured I could color them in. I'm going to pull this little piece. This is a die set, Wendy. This is 2 die sets. This is the Pet Spa die. This was the die of the month last month, or in January. Or I'm sorry, in December. Oh, good, Francie. And then Wendy, the bear is from the Arctic Hugs, and there were some left. I checked today. This was from the November die of the month. So you get all the little pieces to build this bear and the penguin, and then you can build the pets with this. And then it came with the towel, or you could do it without the towel for the head. Okay, and same thing with the cat. There's little eyes. Okay, Wendy? So they were available. But I do need to keep this guy up so we can kind of see how we put his eyeballs together. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue. I'm going to use liquid glue because I have a little more wiggle room. I'm going to use Francie's favorite tool. Poke out the eyeballs. Are you ready, Francie? Duck, everybody. Here comes my rainbow stick. I'm going to stick them in. Okay. And a little tip I can give you is either a paper towel or a little cloth like this, and you can kind of just dab around and you can pick up some of that extra glue. Okay, so there's the white part. Let's see, we got to see what else I got here. Okay, let's do the nose next. Now the nose I just did in black and 2 pieces of black. Okay, Arctic Hugs had 5 left. Okay, that's it. So there's SOS status, which means there's only 5 left, and then it will be unavailable. So Wendy, if you really want the Arctic Pals, which is the dog and the pet, the bear and penguin set, there's just a few left. All right, and then here's the little, I don't know if this is called, this is the part that goes on the nose that covers his, it gives you his nostrils. So it gets a layer. I decided to do both in black instead of like brown. I just wanted to do a little extra. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And then I'll lace this up so you can kind of see where we're going so far. So there we got so far. Okay. Then we've got we got to make brown eyes here, but I want to pop out this ear because I don't want the ear piece, and that's the inside of the eye, the iris or whatever you call the pupil. So we're going to do that, and we're going to go ahead and make those brown. I'm just going to grab some just random Copic marker, and this is just white cardstock scraps that I had sitting on my desk. We're going to color that, and actually we're going to do the ears the same. So I'll just quick grab those. I'm just going to quick do this. This is a good way if you don't want to cut a bunch of different colors of pattern paper, of colored paper out. Just cut it out of white if you need a white, and then you can use a marker or colored pencil or something to color them in. I did like the black and black too. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do, and I thought, nope, because if you look at them, I mean, I know there's usually a little shading, but I mean, I'll see if I can get, how close can I get? Look it, isn't that cute? I mean, the iPhone 10 is kind of a crazy woo when it comes to the thing. Okay, to that. Okay, so I have to pull this up a little bit closer so I can see. I'll come right back so I can add the dots. And then we gotta grab the eye. Is the iris the colored part? I think so. Put that on. And then we'll put that one on. And they kind of, I think you can kind of move them around to get them to fit the right way. Only put them on a couple of times, but there we go. And then we need the black part. Hey, Heather, how are you? I didn't tell any secrets, I promise. Okay, I did. I let him in on the challenge for next month, which goes live in a couple hours anyway, so in the morning. And then we got our little pupil thingies. You were the only other one who knew what it was going to be, so I thought, I'll give him a little heads up because we're making a challenge card. So there we go. We got our little eyeballs. Ain't he cute? And then look, our little bear. Our little bear, we're going to be able to hold something. You can hold I'm going to hold a heart, but we can hold lots of stuff. And then I did the darker for the ears, so we're going to quick put that on, and then we're going to put our little bear, our little dog aside and work on our cardstock parts. Okay, thank you. So there's our little puppy. So let's just put him aside, and we're going to put him, we don't need those pieces anymore. I do have the one of the penguins cut out. He was here somewhere. I don't know what I did with him. Now, to cover this part up, we have a couple of options. There was a scarf that came in the die set that I cut out. I had a piece, and I just cut it down a little bit. I just eyeballed it, and then I kind of turned it around. So there's an option that we can make a collar, which I thought would be kind of fun. And I think we're going to do that anyway. You just came from high school curriculum. Like, oh, I remember those days. I don't want to leave it white. We're going to make it fun colored. So I think I am going to use some Copic markers just because I can. We're going to make it fun. I'm going to make it hot pink. So I just grab in, this is RV909. We're just going to quick color it in, and then we're going to kind of make it one of those, a studded collar. And then one thing you might want to do, I noticed with the eyeballs, is do the edges too. I didn't do that with the ears, which is fine. It's fine. All right. So that, and then I used E77 for the earpieces. I thought about doing that one, Melissa, but I thought, oh, I don't know if I want to do black because I'm making a Valentine, well, kind of a Valentine's card. This is a Miss Your Face card. So, yep, we're going to put rhinestones on it. We're going to put on, I have some here. I got pink ones. We got pink ones. So we're going to put pink spikes, maybe, or we could put another fun color spikes. I haven't decided what other color. Okay, so we've got that. Now, let's see. I have some other pieces here put aside. We're going to kind of do a 2-for-1 card. There's my penguin. We need this piece. And then I got some pieces already cut out. This is where it's choose your own adventure, you guys. Okay. So we'll get some studs or rhinestones or spikes on him. We can do pink for our background, and I can put red with pink spikes. Okay, it's pink, so we'll do red spikes. How does that sound, Melissa? Because I did pink. I mean, I could make it red, I guess. Do we want a pink background, or I have this chromomist background? We can do a stencil. I was thinking maybe a stenciled background. And then we've got a piece of the cardstock. So I got these couple of things like this. Okay. A red with pink spikes. All right, we can change it to red. We'll just wait a little bit. So I'm going to grab a stencil here. I think I'm actually going to use, this is the Autumn Vibe stencil. It comes with the Autumn Vibe set. There's a stamp and die, and I have not used it yet. So we're going to use some pixie spray. If I can figure out where I put my pixie spray. Interesting that it's not, oh, I put it up high. You like that combo right there? Awesome. Okay. Well, I wanted to do a little bit. I was doing a little bit of playing around last night. And I wanted it to kind of feel like a Valentine's Day card, but yet it's not. So, because this is the perfect card to send somebody you haven't seen in a while if you miss their face, right? So I've got some pixie spray. Grab my stick and stamp mat here. And stick that down in the center. And I thought we'd just do, I love this stencil too. Like I said, it's not, I don't believe it's available separately. I think it's with the Autumn Vibes combo, if I remember correctly. I think I'm going to grab, we're going with pinks, guys. I got Prom Queen here. This is Simon Hurley inks. We might grab another color and add it in there. We're just going to kind of add some color. It's a fun one. And like I said, I hadn't used it yet. So when I was going through my supplies, I'm like, let's find something I haven't used. I waited and waited for this stamp set to come out. This was a set that they used for SCT, and then it got released. I was super excited when it was released. Yay, I got 3 gold stars. Woohoo! The 3 gold star kind of day. I think the Prom Queen was the right color because it kind of matches along with our. You don't have to use. Oh, thank you. The Autumn Vibes only. Melissa, no, you don't have to use Pixie Spray. But if you notice, my cardstock is stuck. I have the blending buddy to protect it. If you didn't have the blending buddy, the stencil would stick. But this is an intricate stencil. I don't want this to move at all. So when I have these thin lines for any stencil, I always use Pixie Spray. If I'm going to use embossing ink, I kind of just I use a dauber and dab it. I don't use a brush. But anytime there is a bunch of lines like this, that I want them to not move. But what I like is that it's stuck to my cardstock, which is stuck to my stick and stamp mat. So I tend to kind of use Pixie Spray anyway because I'm an aggressive blender. The stamp is sold separately, but the stencil only comes part of the stamp and die set. Thank you very much. All right. I think we need a little sparkle. So we're going to peel off. Look at that. Isn't that fun? We need just a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to pop my stick and stamp mat back, peel that right off, and stick my scent right back in my blending buddy. And before I'll wipe that off in a minute. I want to do this while we can. We're going to grab my favorite. Actually, no, let's not. It's going to dull it down just a little bit, but we're going to use the pearl. I don't use the pearl that often. Probably should have used the love potion, but then it's going to cover up our color. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the pearl. I want it more for the shimmer. The pattern will stick no matter what. Now, that's the one thing I like about the Simon Hurley inks. They stayed wet a little bit longer, kind of like an not quite as long, I think, as an oxide ink. Looks like 50s, but well, we're going to make it shiny, so maybe it won't be 50s looking when it's shiny. This is the pearl embossing powder, because I always use fairy dust or icicle. All right. All right, we ready? I actually think this would be fun if it just stayed like this, but it won't. In a good way. It's very Pepto-Bismol pink right now. Melissa, they do stay. You will know because if you go to heat emboss on a sentiment, sometimes they don't. It's not like they stay wet like a pigment ink, but they stay wet just a little bit longer. I love using them I heat emboss on them all the time. It's my favorite way to make a colored sentiment. All right, so then we're just gonna heat set it so it's all shiny, but look at how pretty that pearl is. Whoop. Blush and Bashful. Pink is your signature color. Okay, well, here's a little known secret about me. I never liked pink growing up. I hardly ever wore pink. I don't wear light pink still really much. I will wear dark pinks, hot pinks, because they're good on the color. But my mom and sister will laugh at this and they'll remember this. So my oldest child is a daughter. He's a girl. And so when she was born, they asked permission if they could buy her something pink. And I was like, yeah, why would you buy her something pink? So yeah, look at the shine. Isn't that beautiful? The Brights. Okay, the Brights is this is the Brights. So that's an SOS status. We can also grab the holiday one, but I think that one's out of luck too. We've got a couple other ones to look for, but look at the shine on that. This is the Pearl. I haven't used the Nuvo, Melissa, and I have a bunch of Distress Oxides, but they're up behind me here, and I don't ever get them out. I love the Simon Hurley inks. That's the only thing I have that's full set in inks and reinkers. And I heard he's coming out with maybe, I think, up to 6 colors. And I requested a lavender. And he said, because he said we have a triple berry and we have a dark purple, but we don't have a lavender. So I'm hoping. Anyway, so look at how pretty that is. So I will tell you that pearl, if this was on white cardstock, the pearl would dull the color down a little bit because it's pearly. So I don't know if that makes sense versus, fairy dust, which kind of makes it still that bright pop. So we got that for our background. We'll put this to the side for a minute. So I got my little pup here. Let's wash this off. I wanted to show this in case people didn't know how to do this. I'm just going to you can use the matte mist, but I don't have the matte open. So I'm just going to use a little squeaky clean and just wipe it off because this is the blending buddy. I keep one stick and stamp mat with a blending buddy on it all the time, just for blending. Just because then it's easier for me. So I have 2 that have the blending buddy, but this one's missing the centerpiece. So keep the plastic, the white plastic on that one. That one usually is in my Misty when I need it. Oh, cinnamon squeaky clean. Mm-mm-mm. All right, we've got this. Now, we've got this. This is from the Be Mine paper pad. There's the love. We've got our little heart, and this is going to come for our 2-for-1. I popped it out of this piece for a slimline card. We've got our little doggo here. I'm going to go ahead and add his cinnamon. Cinnamon hearts. Okay, yep, like an opal ring. Thank you, Heather. That is good description. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. I may have 2 bottles of it now. I'm almost out of the peach that I got at Create Your Own Ending because I've been trying to be good and use the stuff that's open and not use the stuff that's not open. All right, I'm just going to use some liquid glue. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to attach this with some tape. Melissa, I have 4. I don't always remember to use them, but I try to have 4. I have 1 for ink blending. I have 1 for glittering and glazing so that if it gets a little glitter glaze on it, it kind of, as a paste. I have 1 for watercoloring and I have 1 for stamping. So I think there's, you have 9, Heather. That doesn't surprise me. You rotate Penny, blue slushy jelly bean. I pretty much have these 2. When we get some in like an event package, a lot of times I use those up first. Like the smoke one, the bonfire one was great. All right, I'm just going to trim off the tape that I have on the edges so that you can't see that. You don't have, you know what? That's okay. I have the SCT one somewhere and I haven't used that one. I think actually, yep. Oh, I have it opened, but I haven't used it yet. The Crop and Create one, yep. All right, we've got these pieces. We've got this. Now this is where I'm going to go into my little baggie of tricks. 3 for Blending Buddy, 3 for backups, and 3 for the Misty. There you go. Do you fuzz your stamp and stick them at before using it? Not fuzz necessarily. It kind of depends. I can always kind of tell just on my mood. I kind of just touched it the first time, Crazy Cat Lady. But the big key is using good quality cardstock. The thinner the cardstock or the cheaper the cardstock, it will like to stick it. It does that to anything that's a sticky mat, whether you are using cutting a Cricut mat out with that. So I just kind of stamped it the first time, but I don't have any issues with it because the big key is to bend it and let it pop off. Sometimes the first time I do something, if it's super sticky and I don't bend it enough and it tears, I just know that that's my sample and then it's good. So I only had 1 ever stick and it was because I used some cheap paper. I don't know what the Light Up the Night squeaky clean smells like. Yeah. We've got these hearts, these papers here. I dug into my stash. Like I said, I found this huge pile of heart. I don't know. I went crazy one time. Yep. You want to make sure you bend it back kind of on itself. Like curl it, I guess I should say. I have all these little hearts that I found. These are Spellbinder hearts from the old Spellbinder Nestability set. And I wanted something kind of bigger, but I wanted to make sure it would fit inside. Some of these are old, like this is a Spellbinder set, and I just dug in and found a heart because I was thinking about putting in a heart that would cover up the collar part so you wouldn't see that. So that if you didn't want to have to, you didn't want to put the collar on, you could. Yes, yep, yep, Crazy Cat Lady, that's what I would recommend. The paper I just used, this is the Lemonade cardstock. So it popped off real good. This is 100 pound, I believe. Is that right? Yes. All right, so we've got this, we've got that. We've got a bunch of different, I'm doing lots of patterns here. I think we're going to go with this pink one that I used. Oh, very light cinnamon and something kind of light sweet. Yeah, like rockin' grandma. You're right. That's exactly right. Like I said, so that's why I said I just kind of went. You can even see how that popped off. You can, if try peeling it, but like I said, if you just kind of, and then it will, and then you can kind of just see how I'm kind of just, I'm not bending it, I'm just curling it, and then it just kind of pops off. This is the plastic piece, but here, I'll put a piece of paper on it. This is our aqua pigment paper. It's lighter weight than the cardstock. So I'm just gonna, it's on there, see, it's on there. And then it just, as I bend it, it just starts to pop, and then I can pull it off. I never thought about that, trying that, Francie. Like I said, I haven't had any issues. The only thing I ever did is the first one I had, I rubbed it, cleaned it too well, and it did not like that. So I rubbed all the sticky off. That was my very first one I had because I didn't know any better. We're going to go ahead and start putting some of this together here. I think I want to cut this down just a hair because I do want some of the white to show around the edge. Ah, you do? Well, there you go, Ellen. I love the Blending Buddy. It is great. It's just, it's so nice. And you know, I'm not one that has to have things clean per se. You know, like I know red inks, red can stain, stamps can stain, but I do like to have that done. All right, we're going to use our grid here, and I'm just going to line this up because I am horrible at a straight line. All right, there we go. Yes, yes, they do. Hi, Danielle. That's why it's good to, Kate, to put the plastic on. Like with the Blending Butter, you've got that piece that goes right on the top. Otherwise, grab the plastic piece and stick that on there. And if you get desperate, use your stamp packaging to cover it, for at least to keep it clean. Because I have misplaced the plastic packaging because it's clear. And then I'm like, where did that go? All right, we've got this. We have got our little kind of, this is from this burst or medallion shape is from the Easy Elements die. The Easy Elements die. Okay, sorry, I have a cover. There, Easy Elements die. So it's got all these shapes in it, all these different ones. It's a great die set to have. I just keep this as my template, so if I'm making a bunch of tags, I can just put them in and stamp and go. That's where that came from. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to use liquid, and thank you, Penny. Put some liquid glue down on the medallion parts. We're just kind of playing with it here. And then we've got this part. We got to remember our sentiment. I may end up having to put this up higher because we got our sentiment. I don't think the sentiment, we have something we can set the sentiment on. So the very first card I ever made using anything with Brutus Monroe was actually at Junkie Fest in 2019. And it was a Thermowed class with Sue, and Christopher was in it. It was the first time I ever foiled. And the Miss Your Face was the stamp set, was the stamp that we used in that project. And I think this is my favorite, one of my favorite sentiments. This is super sentimental, and if it is out of stock, it has been reordered and they're coming back. This one is one of my favorites because the Miss Your Face, the Happy Birthday here are two of my favorite stamps. I use them over and over and over again, but there are lots to choose from. Matter of fact, I need to give that one a bath because it's been stuck on some stuff. So it's very, very large. So we've got two options here. We can stamp and we can stamp it out and then put our little doggo down. And I'm thinking that's what I want to do. It's an SOS, but yep, it's unreal. It is one of my favorite stamp sets. It's one of the first ones I ever bought. I have both the Sipper and the Extra Sentimental. So that is kind of my thoughts that we might do. And then we will get that going. So let us grab our Misty. I have an original Misty, like this is an original Misty, like not the Misty 2.0. And I'm going to put my stick and stamp mat in there. And now you'll see I cut that down a little bit, so there is a little bit of extra. What did you get? What did you get for me? Oh, your magic bowl. Yes. Oh yeah, you're welcome. I kind of played around with it last night. I sometimes just go with the night and sometimes I just try to play. Now I was saying there's a little bit of that sticky mat, so I'm gonna do some. I do have some good ones. Once in a while I do. I'm gonna very lightly put my anti-static powder tool and not go super crazy because I don't want to get it on the sticky part. So, because it will make my sticky mat not be sticky because it's powder. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this down. We're gonna use Alabaster. So I'm going to use my Alabaster pigment ink, which is one of my favorites, to stamp with Alabaster embossing powder. And we're just going to kind of tap it down with our fingers, mostly because I don't want it to distort the nice fine things. In this, if those of you they're wondering what they're talking about, mine isn't even it doesn't even have guys. It's got a whole hodgepodge. They're talking about my little magnetic bowl. It's got a magnet on the back. I just got it off Amazon. There was another place, and you can throw I have some dies stuck in there. So if you don't want to put your dies away right away, you can stick them in there. You find a wayward die. I actually got it originally to cut my dies into because the little tiny shards would stuck in there, but I didn't like that because I didn't want to have to clean those sharp pieces out. So I just threw that over the garbage can. Nope, no smushing of the font. So I'm just doing it a couple times because I might have to smush it a little bit, Francie. Don't tell anybody. Harbor Freight, that's right. That's what it was. I got mine a long time ago. I don't remember who, somebody on Facebook had or on YouTube had it, and I thought I need one of those, and I ordered it. Okay, it's nice because you can sit there. I can throw die. I have die cut sitting in it. I don't have I have one of those. I don't have one with a flashlight, but I do have one of these that has a little magnet on it. Last year, for those of you who remember, the die of the month from February was the gnome set, and the girl gnome came with a couple little, this is Alabaster embossing powder, came with little braid or little barrettes for her braids, and I was cutting mine apart and one of the barrettes went flying across the room behind my couch, and that's how I saved it, was that telescoping die. All right, here we go. Are we ready? Oop, it looks like there might be a spot right there we don't want. All right, here we go. Alabaster sparkle would have been pretty too, to give it some sparkle, but I just want it to be clean. Turn it around. Make sure it's all shiny. I'm sorry if it's trying to trying to focus. I think that's one thing I found with the iPhone 15 is that it likes to try to, this new camera is so sharp that it wants to refocus. All right, I'm going to cover this up real quick before I forget. All right, and where is my cloth? I'm just going to wipe this off a little bit so the pigment ink doesn't get on everything. And we'll take care of that later. All right. I have eyeballs behind my desk, so don't stay there. Oh, yep. I wanted to make sure it's Alabaster embossing powder. Yes, I did. I used the alabaster pigment ink and the alabaster embossing powder. Those are my two favorites because this makes it extra white, in my opinion, instead of the embossing ink. So, yep, there you go. So we're just kind of letting that cool a little bit because you don't want to rub it right away because I got to get the anti-static powder off, but I have done it when it's still well warm and then I've smooshed it. All right, we got that. Let's grab a card base. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to stand up in your faces. And get that put down. Then we're going to get our little guy on here. And then we got a few minutes left to make a second card. So the duos is over tonight. So white on white. Yes. Hi, Donna R. Tomorrow is the new subscription products will be available. So for those of you who are subscription, you can see what is available tomorrow. I am going to go ahead and put this down. We're going to have him way over here. It's okay, Donna. I am okay with you being late. We're going to have to put him, this is over just enough that so I don't cover up that sentiment. We're going to put him down right here. What you missed, Donna, was I took the bear from the Arctic Friends and I used his body to make a body for my puppy. Ooh, you can peek now. There you go. I saw the sneak peeks earlier today. There's fun, fun, fun ones. So I'm thinking, guys, if you want to have a spiky collar, we're going to have to go with a smaller heart. Or we have to do it at an angle, which we can do. Okay? We'll only have one hand. So, let me see. Yes, the puppy is adorable. I do have a piece of Rouge cardstock here, which is a little bit smaller. And then it kind of matches with that. If we want to do a smaller heart so we can see that, what do you guys think? Do you want the big heart or the little heart? I'm good with either. We can even make the big heart. We can even make this little heart with some love potion. Let me see what else we got here. I got other smaller hearts. I've got the light pink. I got a light pink one. Uh-huh. The smaller? Okay, we'll go with the smaller. Should we make it sparkly? Should we make it sparkly, you guys? I think we should make it sparkly. Got to use this love potion, okay? All right, everyone's on for the little one, but we're going to use this love potion one. We're going to make this all sparkly. But we're going to grab a piece of paper to do that. Puppies do have big hearts. My puppy has big hearts. Now, you can do this two ways. You can use the Simon Hurley inks, but I'm just going to go ahead and smash on. Oh, did I even do? Well, I don't even know what side I was doing. We're doing on both sides. It's going to be really, really, really shiny. All right. And then I'll show you how I kind of do this. I'm going to grab this. These are my tweezers. And we're going to dip in half the heart. We could even do half the heart. Of course, we got to sparkle. We got to always add more sparkle, right? All right. Ooh, cover this up before I heat emboss, because otherwise it'll go flying everywhere. This is the love potion. This was the embossing powder of the month. Actually, I'm thinking we might do half of them. I'm going to only do half the heart. Isn't it awesome, Penny? We're only going to do half the heart because if you miss somebody's face, like if I was going to send this to my daughter, I would say half my heart is missing, right? Because she's my daughter. I miss her. She lives far away. I'm excited. It'll be fun. I had fun kind of playing around looking at the site or looking at the stuff earlier today. There we go. All right, but we're going to add him quick. We're going to add some glue in there. And then we got to add him and we got to add some gems. And then if we have time, we can hopefully, I think, very quickly put together our penguin card too. I don't have a plan for that one much. Other than we can use the bigger heart for the penguin. All right, so we got that. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue. And I'm going to try to grab a little bit of that heart to glue down. We're going to grab all of his ears. All this stuff in here. Thank you, thank you. I don't have any wobbles right now. And that's okay. We're gonna because I think he might mess up with the oh yeah, for the it would be fun to have a wobble. I think I'm completely out of wobble. I think if you guys want me to, I can go look if you don't mind. I know where they are, if I have any, where they're at. We're just gonna attach him right there. And there you go. So Sonia, I love the embossing powders from Brutus Monroe. This is the embossing powder of the month. This is it's called Love Potion. It's a subscription you can get. There's different ones each month. The new one is called for next month is called Nebula. Francie, it's under the subscription products. I don't know if the box is up yet, but I know that under you'd have to go like under subscriptions and then stencil of the month or die of the month, embossing powder of the month. Okay, and then that's how you can find it. So there we go. We got this part, but we got to add his little gems. So we did pink, so we're gonna do red spikes. Remember? So you said the jewels was right. I was just looking to see what other colors I have. I got the other ones from the Christmas one, but ooh, these red ones are not red. Okay, guys, we're gonna put the brights away. We are going to grab the Christmas ones that I believe might be sold out because they have these really bright red ones here, and we need the bright red ones, right? The ones I have aren't that bright. Oh, thank you, Danielle. I was just thinking how it would be fun to, I don't know, play with this. And so I was watching Christopher last night and I started to play around with it. Well, I like to try to think things up, and I think we need more little pets that or little things that can hold. I don't know what other stuff I have in my stash that I can use. All right, here we go. We're gonna 3D you. Oh, 3D you. Trying to get all the same size. I may have to put the 3D pen away because it's not sticking. I don't like the stickiness of it. I think I must have got glue. Oop, see, that one's upside down. I will tell you guys that if you are looking for, you want to make a collar like this, and you don't necessarily want to use these gems, something else that would be really good to use is leftover perler beads. I have a friend who does perler beads, and she gave me a bunch of them. And I use them for centers of flowers, and they would be really good for this because they're some square. But I don't want to go grab them right now. We're going to use these. I'm gonna make this guy look tough. He's tough, but he misses somebody, so he's sad. There we go. All right. Oh, so Sonia, so I can also a short oh. So yeah, Sonia. I'm from Minnesota, so we go oh really long. So I apologize for that. I'm just catching up here a little bit. Oh, thank you, you guys. No, I love that. I love to go live. I was real nervous about it the first time I did it, and I love to do it. I can't do it. I can't say it. And I have a mouthpiece. So you had me when there's a dog involved, but the sentiment is perfect. The embossing makes it pop off the pink. Yes, it does. So there we go. We've got this little fun card. Isn't that fun? I think this is fun. So I got a bunch of stuff. Okay, we have 10 minutes. Can we get another card done quick? We can try. So this is from the Lots of Love paper pack. It is 6 inches by 3¼ This is one of our mini slim card bases. I have just a piece of, this is just a piece of the Rouge cardstock. We're going to cut it down. That I used for my easel cards the other day. We're going to try. All right. And we're just going to kind of trim it off, and then I'll trim it again after I glue it. The Be Mine paper pad, when it is sold out, it is sold out. Okay, so if you're interested in the Be Mine paper pad, this is the time to get it. we're going to go ahead and add glue up to the top, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do the very small edge here so we can try to tuck our penguin in there. The penguin is from the Arctic Hugs stamp set or die set as well. Oops, I didn't get it over all the way. There we go. All right, let's grab our trimmer. I can do it. Well, I can get it close. We can get it close. Otherwise, you guys can put me in the corner if I go a little long, okay? All right. So got that, and I'm gonna go ahead and add it right to my card base right away because I'm not gonna add anything else to it. I'm not gonna fuss with a ribbon. I have a little ribbon left from the box, but I don't want to fuss with it because that taped too long. All right, and this is going to go edge to edge. Oops, my card base is a little off, so we're going to flip it over. I always find that if I fold my card bases and I'm off just a little bit, flip that back edge to this back and nobody will ever notice. Okay, so there we go. It is not, it is not. It is a 6x6 paper pad. It looks like this. This is the Be Mine paper pack. No, Danielle, I kind of had this planned in my head a little bit. So, and then here's all the patterns you get. And then the new thing with these packs this year is that you get the colors that coordinates with our cardstock. And Danielle, I've been doing lives since May, and almost weekly lives. So I'm getting better. I find that it's helpful to have things die cut up ahead of time. Now we're going to stick this guy in here. I hope he may end up not. He might end up being on top because we already attached that. But we got to attach him all together here. So I've got his little pieces here. We got to grab the little thing to show me how to do it. All right. And he also has indentations for his, but I cut this out a while ago. So we're going to just kind of eyeball it because I did, but this is a little thicker cardstock. So we're eyeballing it. Here's the big pieces. What I like about the die for the eyeballs is the eyeballs also have the indentations, so you know where to put things. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this. We've got the cheeks, and I'm going to push the cheeks out because I don't want them to get colored. And we're going to color in, where's my black? Okay, I don't really have a black, so we're going to use a K9. Yeah, you were right about to say my name right. Woo-hoo-woo! When I used to scrapbook, I was on a team that did lives, and I was famous for my 3-hour lives. Hey, you know what? I don't know. Oh, this is dead. Okay. Go in the garbage. I'm slowly, my Copics are dying on me, and they're to the point where they're so old that I can't have to replace everything. So I'm just getting rid of them because by the time I replace everything in it, it's going to cost me the same as a new marker. And then we're going to go ahead and poke out the iris or the pupil, the shiny part. Okay. Not sure if there we go. Let's see if I can get this piece out. Sometimes I'm not paying attention and I'm like, oh, you guys said stuff and I missed it. I apologize. So don't ever hesitate to ask me again if you have a question and I missed it. All right, where's the marker weights? Yeah, I'm eyeballing his eyeballs, exactly. I'm just kind of making them gray and I'm going around the edges. It's not going to matter too much because it's going to be on white. We're going to go ahead and glue those down. Like I said, there's indentations for his little eyeballs. So that helps you know where to place these guys. See, I had him upside down. The glue is sticking out his eye. That's kind of funny. It looks funny. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and use my towel to dab off that extra eye. We've got his cheeks and his little beak. So we're going to grab a very light pink and color in his cheeks here. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. Does the die of the month come in the inspiration? No, it does not. It is separate. So I believe the die that comes in the box is for the stamp set. Okay, so now we've got that. We're going to add his little beaky here. We'll use the bigger heart on this guy, and then we're going to add his cheeks. So one cheek goes here, one cheek goes there. We're just going to eyeball those again. Oops. See, I got glue on my stick. All right. And then we got to get that beak out of there. Oh, look at how cute he is. Isn't he cute? Danielle, I have to also tell you that my desk is usually such a mess after a live. And some nights I'm like, after I'm done, I sit down for a few minutes. I'm like, I got to go clean. I got to go clean it up. All right. We're going to add this heart this time. We're going to use the bigger heart. And we're going to stick that in there. I have not decided which sentiment I'm going to use. We may just use the My Mr. Face again. We'll see. I got that big heart. Isn't he cute? Now, hopefully I can stick him under here. If not, we're just going to have him stick out. I might have glued it too much. He's going to be close. It's going to be close enough. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. The 3D rainbow sticking me. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. You all have to have your eyeballs checked later. It's an optical, you know, that we like to do 3D, you know, isn't that 3D movies? That was all the rage for a long time. I hated 3D movies because it gave me headaches. I'm not a 3D movie person. All right, we're going to stick him down and get some glue off of him. And look at how cute that looks already. I know, you're teasing me. The disaster of the life is unheard of. Yeah, it is. All right. So we've got that. Now, thanks, Melissa. I just saw your comment. We need a sentiment. I'm still thinking we need to do the Mr. Face again. So, and I think we're just going to use this piece and then I'll stamp it and we'll cut it out. I'm going to just leave it right where it's at. I'm not going to mess with everything. And we're going to, this time though, I think what we'll do is we'll stamp it down and use the Love Potion. So let's grab my anti-static powder tool. You know what ink, you know what, you guys, I need to use? It's filmed in 3D, then the studio must have to run. That's funny. I don't know if I remember that line. I love the show, but I don't know if I remember that line. With a bow. Oh, we can find a bow. I can find a bow, I think. I don't know if I have a bow. I can put a bow on afterwards, and then I'll take a picture, Donna, and then you can check it out on the thing. I don't know if I have a bow. Trying to think in my head. I'm just going to quick look on my wall of weird dies. I don't have. Oh, yes, I do have a bow. We had a bow in the Dapper set, right? We will do a bow. Thank you, Donna. Good suggestion. All right, we're going to use the Love Potion again. So fun. That's yeah, no, good suggestion. I kind of feel like we have to almost make the bow. See what I say? Red likes to stick. What a little, I don't know if I have a ribbon bow, Francie, but I know that Dapper Duds has like a bow tie. We can put that little bow. We can use that little bow. This one. This was the October, I think. So I got this little bow tie right here. Or this bow tie, which is pretty kind of, so we'll see what they look like. Let's heat set this quick. How am I doing on time? Ooh, we got a couple minutes. We're almost done. We're almost over. We're gonna be over. I think I definitely can do that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp it and then die cut it. I was trying to think, this is the fairy dust, but okay, thank you. It was the die of the month from then. Okay, so let's see. Here's the Easy Elegant. Easy Elements. I always say elegance. Let's see what we got here. I don't want to use that big one like we used the last one. No rush. Oh, no, I'm not super rushy. Just don't want to go too long. All right, we're going to throw this on. I need to order some new die cutting plates for my little die cut machine. Here. All right. I'm going to put that in there. We're going to put a little piece of washi tape on the top to hold it in place. The medallion fits. The second biggest medallion fits the sentiment perfectly. I cooked for so long and I keep my fingers quite far away from it. I've learned how to not burn my fingers with it. If I have to, I do use my little tweezers, or I do have a clothespin somewhere around here. I had a clothespin. I'm not sure where it's at right now, but I've learned very easily. I like to heat emboss. So, all right. So we've got that. We've got our Mist Your Face, and it kind of ties in with our little thing there. All right, let's heat emboss for Francie. Here is a piece. Yes, I worked at our local, gas station in the kitchen, and I would lean on our metal tables, and I used to have all these. Hi, Linda. Welcome. All these little burn marks on my hands, arms, because I would forget about it being so hot. Embossing ink. This should be plenty big for what we need for our bow. And grab my embossing, my little piece of paper again. Love potion. Just for you, Francie, we're going to make a love potion bow. If we're going to do a whole sheet, might as well do the whole sheet because I can always use it later, right? Okay, but I'm going to quickly set this. I'm going to set it kind of with the edge off my glass mat. So, because I have learned this the hard way, I turned on my embossing gun and I had powder on the desk and it went flying everywhere. I don't have that so much, but I guess heat doesn't bother me too much. I mean, not saying that I haven't ever said ow when I've used my heat gun. The other thing is that I always heat it up like this, and then I know better. So like I said, here, if you watch me hold my paper, I heat this side, so it's not anywhere near my fingers. The way I've turned it. You know, kind of peek around, make sure it is. Oh, I'm gonna do some more. I always hold on the side. Cover your eye again. Yep, cover your eyes, Francie. I'll tell you when it's over. And then I turn it around and I can do it from the other. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Okay, you can uncover your eyes, Francie. I'm not going to burn myself. All right. Let's get this bow tie done. Okay, this is almost too small of an envelope. All righty. So this is the, oh, hope all the pieces are in here. Dapper Duds. Yeah, whew. And we've got, this is the bow tie. I think this is, we're going to do this bow tie, which is a big bow tie, but it's going to be perfect. So we've got this bow tie piece, and then these are the pieces that you can use to put around the outside. So we are going to use, and if I look at this, this one has the 3. So we've got this piece. Okay. Hopefully my little die cut machine. Hi, Lisa. Just kind of, I went over a little bit, but we're just finishing up. We're going to add a little bow tie and then our sentiment. And Lisa, I gave a little bit of information. The new Create Your Own Ending CYOE challenge for February is to use hearts. So if you wanted to get started, it will be posted tomorrow. Ooh, full case of Easter egg building blocks. There you go. I know they sold the last one the other day. Now here is one where you could do this in 2 different colors, and I might do that quick. Let's do this piece. I'm just going to snip off a little corner here, and we're going to do it in 2 colors and see if we like the 2 different. This is the fairy dust on, I think it's holly. I don't know. It was a scrap piece. I think it's fairy dust. I'm pretty sure it is. Of course, I cut my piece a little small. And let's just buy it. Get the big piece out here. And we're going to see the 2 different shades to see. That might give it some dimension. The challenge is on Facebook, Francie, in the Brutus Monroe fan club page. I will post all of the information tomorrow for it, you know, what you need to do, what hashtag use. You can do 2 projects. You have the whole month. So it's like it's this year, it's the 28th since it's a leap year. And then on the 29th is when I will I will put all the names in the spinner wheel, and it will tell us who the winner is. So here is an option. We've got the bow, and they got this, see how it's got the dimension? I think so too. Oh, I'm sorry, Francie. Well, you can, you're not on Facebook. I was going to say you could email it to my Brutus Monroe email account, but you're supposed to be a member of the fan club page, unfortunately, to join it. Maybe something in the future we may decide we can do it too on Instagram, but right now it's in the fan club group. Yes, thank you. So we had this is what it looks like with the same color. Sorry, this is going to autofocus for you guys. So you can just make it out in person. And this is what it's going to look like with the depth. And that's the one I'm going to use. Yeah. So you have that option when you make it. If you were going to just use a colored cardstock, you could go ahead and just use a little ink to darken it up. And then just use the same piece. But I used, I'm pretty sure it's the scarlet or the holly. I'm not exactly positive because it was a scrap. I'd have to, I can check it quick with my little thing. And then it just has the fairy dust embossing powder on it. You could also make the bow a little 3-dimensional by just doing the center and kind of popping it up, but I just kind of put the glue on everything. There we go. We're going to put that down. And then I'm going to put this down, and we're going to call it a good night. I'm going to 2 miss your face cards tonight. Let's throw that piece in here to save. Here's where my little die thing comes into handy. I'm going to put those up there so I don't lose them. All right, guys. Let me pull the other card in here. Cherie gave me the pins for my glue because I kept losing them. So I want to try to put that in. Thank you. Okay, it's not sticking down, so we're going to kind of put this on here for a minute. We made 2 cards tonight for next month's challenge, which is to use a heart. I used the Arctic Pals and the Pampered Pets to Madge Podge a little body together, and some of the paper pad, stencils, embossing powders, sentiments, dies. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you very much, you guys. They will be going to the store, so I'm going to mail a box in tomorrow, so you'll be able to see them if you're local. And they'll have all the information on the back, and I'll take some pictures and post them. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Okay? Have a good night, you guys. Don't forget to create your own ending.